Welcome to Volume 1 of the Informational Abnormality Encyclopaedia tape. This informational tape has been created to inform you of the investigations you will be conducting in the future. Please ensure that before continuing to view this tape that you have the following: a pencil, a questionnaire paper, provided notebook. These items should have been provided to you by your supervisor. Pause this tape and alert your supervisor if you do not have any of these items before continuing to view this tape. As a new member of DOTMA, you may have already been made aware of the purpose of this government agency. We are responsible for the safety of America's citizens through the monitoring of abnormal threats. You will be jointly responsible for locating, identifying, and tracking these abnormalities. During your investigations, unless authorized by your supervisor, you cannot attempt to make any form of contact or communication with these abnormalities. Failing to do so may result in injury and, in extreme scenarios, death or worse. To avoid scenarios such as these, this tape has been created to inform you of these abnormalities and how to deal with them should you encounter them or suspect someone else may be at risk. When attempting to locate an abnormality, it is important to consider who may attract and inadvertently put themselves at risk. Unfortunately, no one is completely safe from these threats. However, those that are particularly at risk are those who have experienced the loss of a loved one, like a family member or friend, in the past 4 years. Those who have strong religious beliefs or fear the theory of the supernatural. Those who have committed crimes in the past, such as those of particular severity. Those who have encountered an abnormality in the past or know someone who has. Now that you have been made aware of who is at risk, it is now important to explain what the abnormalities are and the risks they pose. Wanderers are a species belonging to the newly discovered Divinus family. These beings are one of the more common abnormalities to be cited. Wanderers are humanoid in appearance, with 4 appendages in total. 2 of these take the form of limbs ending in sharp points. The final 2 take the form of crude wings composed of arm skin, tissue, and bone with a membrane connecting both limbs to the rest of the body, akin to bats. The purpose of these wings is unknown, as they do not use them for flight, as they seem to be able to levitate from the ground without visibly moving a limb. Wanderers are often seen at night levitating approximately 100 feet into the air and remaining motionless in the air for many hours at a time. On occasion, a wanderer may identify a suitable target. When doing so, the wanderer will quickly levitate towards the target until making physical contact. Once physical contact is made, the target will become completely paralyzed and will slowly levitate until reaching an elevation of at least 100 feet. Once this occurs, the individual will remain immobile for many days until eventually succumbing to dehydration or to the elements. Once the victim dies, the wanderer will return to its stationary position. Usually, the bodies are eventually found a great distance in any direction from the original point of death within 1 week of passing, with severe damage and disfigurement to the body being a common occurrence. While wanderers can be found in all states, they are more frequently spotted in the western states, such as California, Arizona, Nevada, and Utah. They can reside in both urban and rural areas, and due to their deathly slow and quiet movement, they can approach prey without being seen. If you happen to encounter a wanderer, walk slowly and out of its field of view. If the wanderer begins to move towards you, attempt to reach the closest secure area, such as a house. If you are being pursued by a wanderer, ensure that the wanderer does not make physical contact with you in any way. This means that close quarters self-defense is strictly prohibited. Use the firearms provided to you to temporarily dispatch the pursuer.
Hello?
Guardians, also known as guardian angels, are another member of the divinest family. They are elusive in nature, being incredibly hard to spot or track due to their ability to perfectly mimic the appearance of a human being. However, they seem to only mimic the appearance of someone who has passed away recently. When taking the form of the deceased individual, they can only take the appearance of the individual, as they were up to a few hours before their death. This is the only disadvantage to their disguise, as this means that they may appear sickly or horrifically disfigured, depending on the state at which the individual was at that time frame before death. While reclusive in nature, they will, on occasion, target and relentlessly stalk a victim. When doing so, they take the appearance of someone close to them who passed away within a time frame of 2 to 3 years. When stalking a victim, they tend to hide just out of sight. On some occasions, they may even enter the home of the victim. It is not known why or how guardian angels mimic the appearance of the dead, nor is it known why they will occasionally stalk victims for long periods of time. Despite their obsessive and seemingly malicious nature, there have been no recorded attacks by guardian angels since their discovery. However, a recent pattern has begun to emerge of victims dying seemingly natural deaths 1 to 2 years after their stalking ends. This matter is still being investigated at the time of this tape's conception. Due to their elusive nature, it can be hard to determine what their population range is, but they can be rarely found throughout every state. However, there is not enough data at the time of this tape's creation to determine a state that is a population hotspot of this species. There is no understood way of avoiding being stalked by a guardian angel. However, due to their rarity, there is a very low chance of you being followed by one. In the off chance that you believe or know that you are being stalked by a guardian angel, ensure that you act in a calm manner and move away from the location if you believe the guardian angel is too close. Use of firearms is permitted, but physical contact is strictly prohibited. It is important to understand that guardian angels are usually shy and reclusive in nature, which means they will rarely ever pose a threat to you. Whalers or whaling fetus are another member of the divinest family. They take the general appearance of a humanoid fetus, approximately 12 months of age. They can range in skin color, size, and body disfigurement. Whalers are often located in large residential areas, particularly those of urban decay, where they will situate themselves within the home of the host within 12 feet of where they sleep. Once their host falls asleep, the whaler will release a retractable proboscis, which is similar in appearance to an umbilical cord. Once released, this proboscis will dig into and attach itself to the host's temporal lobe. After the proboscis enters the temporal lobe, the host will suddenly fall into a deep coma, and the whaler will slowly begin siphoning the host's cerebrospinal fluid. Once fully drained, the whaler will leave the home and look for a new, suitable host. Most hosts that are fully siphoned will remain in this catatonic state for the next few hours before eventually dying through blood loss. Victims usually report the sounds of a baby wailing, particularly late in the night, with no discernible source. This usually occurs up to 3 days before the host is harvested. It is not known why whalers do this, nor is it known where the sound originates from. Nearby residents to the host usually report the foul smell of rotting remains 3 days before the host is harvested. However, when a victim reports the sounds of wailing to their local authorities, they do not mention a smell of any kind. This may imply that the host is made immune to this to avoid suspicion. If you yourself believe that you may have a wailer inhabiting your home, ensure to check all possible hiding spots within 12 feet of where you sleep. If you hear a baby wailing at night and you are sure that you do not look after any infants within your household, make sure to vacate the premises immediately and report the incident to your supervisor. Thank you for watching Volume 1 of the Informational Abnormality Encyclopedia tape. Once you have finished watching this video, have answered all the questions on your questionnaire sheet, and believe you have the notes you need, report this to your supervisor and return your tape to head